Over on the House side, the Republicans have started a new committee. And this is the second part here, but this committee to investigate the lab leak and the possible origins of COVID-19 already kicking off with a huge bang because they interviewed yesterday Dr. Robert Redfield, the former CDC director under Donald Trump, who was outrageously smeared under the Trump administration and who has maintained that it was a lab leak from the very beginning. And he outlined to the committee the specific problems with gain of function and exactly how he believes that COVID-19 was unleashed upon the world. Let's take a listen to what he said.
So one other path of questioning for you, Dr. Redfield. Proponents of this research claim it may result in vaccines or maybe even stop a pandemic. Dr. Redfield, has gain of function created any life-saving vaccines or therapeutics to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge.
Has gain of function stopped a pandemic, in your opinion?
No, on the contrary, I think it probably caused the greatest pandemic our world has seen.
Do you find any tangible benefits to gain of function research at this time?
I personally don't, but I do.
Do you find any tangible benefits to gain of function research at this time?
I personally don't, but I do want to stress, I think the men and women that support it are people of good faith because they truly believe it's going to lead to a potential benefit. I disagree with that assessment.
Where's the headline?
Wow.
Former CDC director says that gain-of-function research at the Wuhan lab caused the greatest pandemic that the world has seen in 100 years. This is madness, and it is completely ignored outside of either right-wing media or people here on the show. You know,
when it comes to gain-of-function, it seems like there was a pretty basic question here, which I literally haven't heard anyone asked until this moment, which is, what are we getting out of this?
Right. Has this stopped anything?
What are we getting? Okay, cost benefit. Let's do the analysis. The cost is it potentially caused millions of people to die worldwide and unleash the worst pandemic, you know, in the history of modern world, or however he phrased it. Okay, that's the cost. Okay, the benefit. Apparently, nothing. Nothing. No benefit. Nothing provable, nothing clear. What are we doing here? Like, it's so basic. And even if you are still like on the fence, oh, maybe it was one, maybe, okay, I think that's fair. Given that you have multiple different assessments, different groups that are saying that's fair. But clearly, the risk here is absolutely immense. And based on what he's saying, the benefit is a bunch of scientists whose like careers have been made by it.
Yeah,
that's effectively the benefit.
Well, and a ton of money. That's really what it is money. There is billions of dollars flowing out of the NIH, from the NGOs, the Global Virome Project, into labs across this country and across the world.
The Holy Bible of the Israelites foretells of how our people would live by the sword, in Genesis 27, verses 37 to 40. One of our swords is science-based biological weapons that we are attempting to perfect on a genetic level. Gain of function is such a method that we have been investigating publicly for decades, but covertly for shush, we're not telling. Unfortunately for my people, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob has informed his true servants of our plans, and what follows is evidence of they have uncovered, but is so much more to find. Now, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Public health emergency. Science, safety, security. Gain of function research. Gain of function, GOF, studies, or research that improves the ability of a pathogen to cause disease, help define the fundamental nature of human pathogen interactions, thereby enabling assessment of the pandemic potential of emerging infectious agents, informing public health and preparedness efforts, and furthering medical countermeasure development. Gain of function studies may entail biosafety and biosecurity risks. Therefore, the risks and benefits of gain of function research must be evaluated, both in the context of recent U.S. biosafety incidents, and to keep pace with new technological developments, in order to determine which types of studies should go forward and under what conditions. To address the biosafety and biosecurity risks associated with undertaking such research and ensure that they are adequately considered and appropriately mitigated to safely realize the potential benefits, the Department of Health and Human Services, HHS, adopted a pre-funding review mechanism in 2017. The HHS framework for guiding funding decisions about proposed research involving enhanced potential pandemic pathogens, P3CO, is intended to guide HHS funding decisions on proposed research that is reasonably anticipated to create, transfer, or use PPPs resulting from the enhancement of a pathogen's transmissibility or virulence in humans, enhanced PPPs. Enhanced PPP do not include naturally occurring pathogens that are circulating in or have been recovered from nature, regardless of their pandemic potential. Department of Health and Human Services framework for guiding funding decisions about proposed research involving enhanced potential pandemic pathogens. Function research. This page last reviewed on June 3, 2021.